Here's an idea for approaching a modular logo system. A modular system might be useful if you want to design a range of logos for different departments within a single organization. You want to walk a fine line between variety and consistency. So here I've created a range of marks, all derived from the same grid, that grid being the shape at the top left. If I turn off my guides, these are the marks that we have. The grid I'm working with is detailed enough to provide a range of options, but at the same time simple enough to impose constraints and ensure a unified look. So let's see, if I move now to the second artboard, how this is done. Firstly, creating the grid. I'll press the L key to access my ellipse tool and draw myself a circle. I now want to create a copy of that circle at 50%. Let's zoom in, Command Spacebar, and click and drag. I'll now press the M key to switch to my rectangle tool, Command or Control Shift A to deselect, Alt or Option and Shift, and draw myself a square from the center point. Double click on the Rotate tool and rotate a copy of that square through 45 degrees. Double click on the Scale tool and create a copy of that square at 50%. Switch to the Line tool, Command or Control Shift A to deselect. From the center point, hold down the Option or Alt key and the Shift key and draw a line to the outside of the circle. Double click on the Rotate tool, copy that line through 45 degrees, Command or Control D to repeat that transformation, and Command or Control D once again. So there is my framework. Now I want to start out with each of these segments set to none and then just turn on and off the segments as I choose. But when I make them none, of course when I deselect, the shape is going to disappear. So what I want to do first of all is make a copy of this and convert that copy to guides. So I have a visual framework to work with. Command or Control C, Command or Control F to paste that copy in front, and then to convert it to guides, Command or Control 5. I do just need to make sure that my guides are locked, which indeed they are. So now I will select the shape and I will apply a stroke of none. Next, so that I can color the segments, I am going to switch to my Live Paint bucket and click inside the shape. I've now made it into a Live Paint object. I don't want to fill the segments, but I want to apply a color to the strokes. So I need to switch to my Live Paint selection tool. Now this does sometimes provide confusing visual feedback. There I have actually selected the stroke and it looks like I've got the segment, but when I come to my stroke property and make that black, you can see, or you will be able to see if I deselect that, that I now just have a single black stroke. To make things easier working within the limitations of the Live Paint selection tool, what I'm going to do is, once I have one segment the way I want it, and the way I want it is for it to be 2 points in weight, and then I'm going to come to the stroke properties. I'm going to round the cap and round the corner so that I don't have to do that every time. I'll come to my graphic styles. I'll create a new graphic style. There it is right there. You can see here's one that I already made. But now I can just select the individual segments. You can hold down the Shift key to extend that and apply the graphic style to your selection. So then, working in this way, you can just turn the segments on and off, and if you do want to turn the segment off, you simply select it and press the / to apply none to it. I can then, when I'm done, hide my guides, Command or Control, semicolon, and I'll now move back to my first page where we can see my initial explorations using this grid. So working within these constraints can be a useful way to spark your creativity, and the marks you come up with can be the starting point for further exploration of your modular logo system.